Hi, I'm Larry Thompson, the Sanity Man. Sanity in politics isn't more right today or more left. It's forward. And I'm running for United States Congress because I believe America is exhausted by political extremes in this fighting and leaders who seem more interested in themselves and their political party winning arguments than in solving our problems. So from today forward, all the way through the election, my campaign will stand for one simple idea: sanity. And sanity means seeing reality clearly, rejecting the extremes of both sides, and choosing practical, common sense solutions that actually improve people's lives. You don't have to change your party to vote for sanity. You don't have to change your values. You don't have to change who you are. Sanity has no party. It belongs to everyone. Sanity is on the ballot. And sanity means people over politics, common sense over ideology, results over seniority, courage over blind party loyalty, accountability with compassion, innovation with responsibility, the future instead of the status quo. I am not running to tell you and Democrats to become Republicans. I'm not running to tell Republicans they have to abandon their principles. And I'm not asking independents to choose a political tribe. I am asking everyone simply to judge the two candidates, the people, their ideas, their character, and their results, and ask one simple question: who makes more sense? Affordability is not a Republican problem or a Democratic problem. Neither are insurance, wildfire prevention, rebuilding the Palisades and Malibu, homelessness, public safety, traffic, cleaning up Santa Susana, restoring Hollywood jobs, preparing our children for the AI economy, or making government work better. These are everyone's problems, and solving them requires practical solutions here at home, not another generation of political warfare in Washington. What sanity means is reducing unnecessary costs, controlling government spending, supporting small businesses, creating better paying jobs, and building an economy in which families can once again believe tomorrow will be better than today. Sanity means supporting law enforcement, demanding accountability, protecting civil liberties, and making every neighborhood safe. Sanity means compassion for people experiencing homelessness. But compassion must include shelter, treatment, mental health services, personal responsibility, and measurable results. Endless spending without meaningful improvements is not compassion, it's a government's failure. Sanity means preventing wildfires before they destroy our communities, clearing dangerous vegetation, hardening neighborhoods, improving evacuation systems, strengthening emergency response, and rebuilding without years of bureaucratic delay. Sanity means securing our borders while respecting due process. A sane country can protect its laws, its securities, its workers, and its humanity at the same time. Sanity means protecting Social Security, Medicare, veterans, national defense, and essential public services while confronting waste, irresponsible borrowing, and a federal debt we cannot simply leave to our children. A sane government cannot promise everything, borrow forever, and pretend the bill will never arrive. Sanity does not mean fearing artificial intelligence or blindly surrendering to it. It means leading the AI revolution while protecting privacy jobs, creators, and human accountability, preparing workers for changing industries, and ensuring that the technologies of the future serve people, not the other way around. California invented the modern entertainment industry. It is not sane to stand by while film and television production, jobs, and creative talent leave our state for other parts of the country and the world. We must make California competitive again and bring Hollywood employment home. Accepting permanent gridlock on the 405 is not a transportation policy. It is not sane to allow generations of families near the Santa Susana Field Laboratory to continue, waiting for a complete cleanup. Government must establish deadlines, enforce accountability, protect surrounding communities, and finish the job. And it's not sane when hardworking people cannot afford to live in the communities where they work. And sanity also means reforming Congress. Congress should not be a permanent stage for outrage, division, and political performance. It should be a place where serious people solve serious problems. Members of Congress should read legislation before voting on it, explain their decisions to the people they represent, identify unintended consequences, and measure whether government programs actually produce the results they promise. I believe politics should be about solving problems, not protecting political careers. I believe we can disagree without hating one another. I believe compassion and accountability can coexist. I believe innovation and responsibility can coexist. I believe government can be both humane and efficient. Some of the solutions we need may be bold. Sanity means pursuing a modern high-speed transit connection between the San Fernando Valley and the west side of LA. Bold enough to change people's lives and practical enough to work. Leading the world in artificial intelligence is bold, but rational if we protect privacy, jobs, creators, and in the process, human accountability. Bringing Hollywood production back to California is ambitious, but rational and bold when one of our signature industries is losing thousands of jobs. Reforming government is bold but rational if it makes public service faster, smarter, more efficient, and more accountable. Preparing our children for industries and jobs that barely existed a decade ago is bold, but rational if we want them competing for tomorrow's opportunities instead of yesterday's jobs. Throughout my legal and entertainment career, I have had the privilege of working in an industry built on creativity, innovation, and bold ideas. The next 30 years, the future and AI are going to happen either with us or to us. And I would rather California lead than watch someone else build the future. The next 30 years will bring changes most of us can't even imagine. We can fear those changes, we can ignore them, or we can lead them. I choose to lead. I believe California should lead the future rather than chase it. I believe Congress needs leaders who are building the future, not legislating the past. And I believe California's 32nd Congressional District should be represented by someone thinking about the next 30 years, not relying on the last 30. Our district is uniquely positioned to lead our future. Our region is home to world-class entrepreneurs, engineers, universities, aerospace companies, creative professionals, and technology innovators. We should become one of America's premier centers for AI, entertainment technology, medical innovation, aerospace, robotics, and digital entrepreneurship. These industries create high-paying jobs, attract investment, strengthen national security, and help ensure the next generation builds the future here rather than somewhere else. I don't want our children competing for yesterday's jobs. I want them creating tomorrow's industries. America's next great chapter will not be written by politicians who merely preserve the status quo. It will be written by innovators, entrepreneurs, teachers, scientists, engineers, first responders, veterans, small business owners, and citizens willing to imagine what our country can become. I've learned from my career that success comes not from fearing change, but from leading it responsibly. This campaign is not about reliving the debates of the past or simply through proudly celebrating America's 250th anniversary. It's about preparing America for the year 2050 and beyond. A vision, a nation where government is more efficient. Our economy is driven by innovation. Our children are equipped for the jobs of tomorrow. Our borders are secure. Our communities are safe. Our veterans receive the care they deserve. Social Security and Medicare are protected, and our national defense is reduced through greater fiscal responsibility and more effective government, not by asking hard-working Americans to pay even higher taxes. I don't believe Washington needs more career politicians. I believe Washington needs new and better builders of the future. History will remember the generation that built the future, not those that feared it. And why am I running for Congress? I have spent my life bringing strong personalities together, negotiating difficult situations and agreements, managing budgets, anticipating change, solving problems, and helping creative people turn ambitious ideas into reality. I have managed the careers of more than 250 stars. You know them all. Produced 21 movies for television. Produced 5 motion pictures. Produced television series and specials. Staged a Broadway show. Practiced entertainment law. Supplied advice as a talent manager. Authored a best-selling help book and held seminars. Received the Talent Manager's Lifetime Achievement Award. Been inducted into the Personal Managers Hall of Fame, been knighted in Italy as a patron of the arts and protector of the most needy. I want to bring all that experience to politics and represent real people with real problems. The choice? This election does not have to be another predictable battle between Democrats and Republicans. Not Republicans versus Democrat, not left versus right. Instead, the choice can be past versus future, noise versus results, ideology versus common sense, politics versus people, and ultimately, chaos versus sanity. That is what the Sanity Man means. It is not just a nickname. It is not just a campaign slogan. It's a governing philosophy. See reality as it is. Listen to people instead of political parties. Use common sense. Embrace good ideas wherever they come from. Demand accountability. Solve problems. Prepare for what comes next. And never be afraid to think big when thinking big actually makes sense. Washington has enough people fighting yesterday's political battles. I am running to help build tomorrow. Here's my sanity pledge. As your representative, I will tell voters the truth, even when it is inconvenient. I will explain my votes and decisions. I will work with anyone who has ideas that benefit our district and our country. I will demand measurable results from government spending. I will prepare California for the next generation, not merely the next election. I will represent my constituents first, not my party. Imagine the welcomed irony of California's 32nd district, of all places, sending the Sanity Man from Southern California to Congress. The next 30 years begin now. Let's have less noise, more sanity. People over politics. Not left, not right, forward. Sanity is on the ballot. Vote sanity. Vote Larry Thompson, the sanity man for Congress. And if you want to know more, go to LarryThompsonForCongress.com.